So today we're going to solve related rates by finding derivatives in respect to t. And our equation here is y equals square root of x, and they're asking us to find dy over dt when x equals 4, given that dx over dt equals 3. So the first thing we're going to do is rewrite our equation. Y equals x to the 1/2 power, just to make it a bit easier. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find the derivative of x and y in respect to t. So the derivative of y is 1. And we can just write it as dy over dt. And by using the power rule, we can find the derivative of x to the 1/2 power. 1/2 x to the negative 1/2 power, because we subtracted 1 from 1/2. And now we need, since it's in respect to t, we need to add the dx over dt. So now, since we don't need a negative exponent at the top, we bring it to the bottom. Just to make it positive. And now we're ready to substitute. We say that x is equal to 4 and dx over dt is equal to 3. So we just substitute those values in there. And now we just do simple algebra. 4 to the 1/2 power is 2 times 2. And you still have to multiply by 3. So that's 1/4 times 3. And there you have it. dy over dt is 3/4.
Okay, here we have equation xy is equal to 4. And we're going to find the derivative of y in respect to t when x is equal to 8, given that the derivative of x in respect to t is 10. Okay, first off, we're going to start off with the product rule here. So it's going to be x times the derivative of y, which is 1 dy over dt, plus the derivative of x, which is 1 dx over dt. Y is equal to 0, since the constant here, 4, the derivative is 0. Okay, so we're trying to find dy over dt, so we're going to subtract dx over dt y from both sides. So we're left with x dy over dt is equal to negative y dx over dt. Okay, now we're going to divide by x both sides, so we can have dy over dt alone. Okay, now we can substitute. So here we have x is equal to 8 and dx over dt is equal to 10. So it's equal to negative y over 8 times 10. Okay, now we have a variable. So we're going to try to find what this variable, what y is equal to. So we're going to go back to the equation xy is equal to 4. And we're going to divide both sides by x. So it's going to be here xy is equal to 4. So we're dividing it by x. So y is equal to 4 over x. Okay, since we know that x is equal to 8, we're just going to substitute it again. 4 over 8 is equal to y. And we are left over with 1/2. So now we have found what y is equal to. So it's going to be dy dt is equal to negative 1/2 times 10 over 8. So here we go. Cancels out nicely. 5. Y dy over dt is equal to negative 5 over 8. And there's the answer.
Okay, so in this problem, we've got x squared plus y squared equals 25. Now supposed to find dy over dt when x equals 3, y equals 4, and dx over dt equals 8. So first thing we want to do is to find the derivative. So the derivative of this is 2x, and you have to put dx over dt. Now for this, it's going to be 2y, and then 2y over dt. And the derivative of 25 is 0. Now the next thing we have to do is to plug in all the things that are right here. For example, x equals 3. So it's going to be 2 times 3, that's 6, dx over dt. And y equals 4. Y times 2 equals, no, 4 times 2 equals 8. So it's going to be 8 dy over dt equals 0. Now, as you can see right here, they tell you that dx over dt equals 8. So right here, 6 times 8 equals 48. So it's 48 plus 8 dy over dt equals 0. Now in the problem, it says to find dy over dt, so we have to get dy over dt by itself, so we have to move this 48 to the other side. So dy over dt 8 equals negative 48. Next thing you want to do to get it by itself is to divide by 8. So you're going to get dy over dt is negative 48 over 8, which can be simplified to negative 6. And that's...
In this problem, we have y equals x squared plus 1.
Yeah, right.
And the first thing you're going to do, or trying to find the derivative of y in respect to t. So the first thing we're going to do is rewrite this as dy over dt. And then find the derivative of the right side, which is 2x to the dx over dt. And derivative of 1 is 0. Next thing we're going to do is plug in our x, which is negative 1. And we know that dx over dt is 2 centimeters over 2 centimeters per second. So we're going to plug that into. And when you FOIL this, it'll be negative 2 times 2 centimeters per second, which equals negative 4 centimeters per second. And that's your first answer. And then we're going to plug in 0. So it's basically the same thing. So 0 times 2 centimeters per second. But the 0 is going to cancel out everything else. So your answer is just going to end up being 0. Space. And then the next one is just 1, which was basically the same as negative 1. But we still multiply the same thing. So it'll be 2 times 2 centimeters per second, which just ends up being 4 centimeters per second. And that's